Division of Highways says that I-70 at the state line is finally opening back up to 4 lanes after the coal mine Tunnel Ridge caused I-70 bridges to be replaced. But now, as we brought you that tip, we are breaking more news today. As we have it on good word, the coal company will be crossing back under Interstate 70. Thank you for joining us for 7 News at 6. I'm Steve Moore. 7 News anchor Stephanie Grinley is back in the studio with the investigative story that she brought to us first. Stephanie.
Yes, Tunnel Ridge will cross under the interstate again, sooner than the state even expected. January of 2023. When my story aired in the spring, the newsroom received calls, emails, letters, shocked. But one particular reaction came from a grieving son who messaged me. It makes their deaths so much more meaningless. He's talking about his mother and father. And so I sat down with Nathan and Bethany Tinsman as they believe their parents' deaths could have been prevented.
I think about how she must have been feeling already sitting there on their trip, and then just blink of an eye, it's over. I've had to struggle with, were they scared? Did they even realize? Was there enough time for there to be terror? And again, for there to be any added factors that were just so unnecessary. I mean, money driven, anything.
You've driven on that road. You've come to a stop. You've even considered taking another route. So too did Mark and Terry Tinsman. In fact, their children tell me Terry had a fear of sitting in traffic. It's hard to say what flashed through their mind as they sat in their Honda CR-V at the state line and were struck from behind by a commercial motor vehicle in May of this year. The driver charged with negligent homicide.
I even remember telling him, watch getting close to the Highlands. You've got to watch that traffic. People are nuts.
2 months after their deaths, bereaved son Nathan said my story was the first time hearing of the coal mining operations under that section.
I think it kind of cheapened everything out.
The pastor from Brilliant, Ohio and his smiling wife faced an end that was out of their control. But if not theirs, then who takes responsibility for the safety of I-70 as the coal mine works? Tunnel Ridge maintains that the Stool Fire bridges were removed in a coordinated replacement project to minimize inconvenience to the traveling public. We would like to clarify, however, according to District 6 engineer Tony Clark with the West Virginia Division of Highways, no replacement would have been necessary if it were not for the mine subsidence. As for the family's plea for transparency, Tunnel Ridge diverts responsibility of the road to the very same WVDOH. But slowdowns, a thing of the past? No. Clark received word the long wall mining will move to the next panel just west of the newly constructed Stool Fire bridges, though not nearly as long as 9 months.
It'll be down to 1 lane to monitor while the subsidence happens for that 2 weeks or so.
Nothing is important enough to risk what happened to our parents. So if this is going to continue on, everybody needs to do better.
Do you think it should continue on?
I personally don't have a problem with continuing to mine through the area. What I do have a problem with is, shortcutting and going kind of for the low-hanging fruit, knowing that you're putting people in risk when it could be avoided. I don't want to disparage energy production at all. I don't think that does anybody any good, but I say that kind of through gritted teeth.
Figure out how to take extra precaution, not less. Because otherwise you're taking away somebody else's world.
You now know the coal company plans to cross under the interstate again come the new year and again in the next decade per PennDOT. I reached out under the Freedom of Information Act to the Mine Safety and Health Administration, who has yet to provide me with blueprints of when and where Tunnel Ridge will cross. When that happens, you, the viewers, will be the first to know. For now, I'm Stephanie Grinley, working for you.